Alrighty guys, so this is Cretan's Fastidium. I'm just going to call it the Volkturian. There's a lot of Vulcan inspiration, a lot of Centurion inspiration, and a lot of custom. And it's custom because this is Mr. Heathpants' sister Brianna. Brianna has her own platforms, but a little camera shy. So she's currently at Castle Drac working on some very pretty wood furniture, and she's the first person in a while to break out this. And I just wanted to mention it specifically because this is old school Fanger Red, Krylon Fusion 4 plastic satin burgundy. And I know that she was messing with it because it has a distinctive smell, and I miss that sometimes. Reminds me of the dorm days. Have you guys been with the channel since the dorm days? I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. But this is a really cool integration. So first off, this looks almost factory. Partially because Heathpants and Brianna do a lot of this custom bodywork and paneling, and then the paint job and the dry brushing all ties it in together. But it's a monstrous rifle integration, and it's belt fed. If this doesn't scream Destiny machine gun, I'm going to clickbait that into the title somehow, because that is what it reminds me of immediately. Is like, you go pick up heavy and then now it's obviously being powered off of a LiPo. We'll just mow through the rest of this chain. And she actually brought this to an SENC war to show off, one of her first SENC wars. Everybody was a little bit confused because it's clearly a Vulcan, but it's also, like, obviously not a Vulcan. There's no way that this could just be a Vulcan because it's way too potent. It's rocking, I think, a flywheel setup. So it's like realistically an afterburner. If you guys remember, the Vulcan in and of itself was a spring-powered blaster that primed with a bolt and could electronically actuate, very similar to a Stampede. This is not that at all. This is a flywheel afterburner using that Vulcan mechanism as some sort of pusher through a chain that's had all of its posts completely removed from it. But this is just such a cool integration. It's a full-size rifle. It's actually quite heavy, and Brianna does a lot of her own artwork, one of which is a comic book that involves maids who work at a cafe, and so this is a maid brigade rifle in and of itself. But that's very interesting branding. I do want to laud on this just a little bit. They use a lot of polycarbonate, both she and her brother, in their builds to make these completely custom front ends that people ask all the time. They're like, what is that? And the answer is nothing, or something very unique. So you can kind of tell that on some of these pieces. If I told you that this was more Rival magazine and polycarbonate than anything else, would you believe me? Because that's what it's made of, legitimately. And then this is bye. I know. Goodbye, smooth paint. This is a lot of different custom as well, but I wanted to focus specifically on the rifle machine gun hybrid. It's definitely got like a Centurion bipod on it, which is about the only obvious Centurion piece that survived. The stock, relatively comfortable, and then the addition of this forward carry handle means you can either shoulder it like this if you are of a height, or you could hold it down like this. Or I guess if you wanted to, you could go completely prone and set it on the ground. But hopefully Brianna has a litany of chains, because it really does mow through rather quickly. But what an absolutely cool build that changes not only the entire functionality of the blaster, but also the aesthetics completely. This looks like nothing else. So that is the Volkturian, or whatever I've called it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this featurette. As always, thank you very much for watching. What a neat mod.